What's up, everybody? It's Friday, so we know what that means. It's Fireplace Friday. Usually this happens at 10. I think it's about 1. And I know it has to be 1 because I am exhausted. But it's Friday, and Friday's good. Hopefully it doesn't rain all weekend. I do have my Fireplace Friday shirt on. Bam, bam, bam. Probably won't get a whole lot of followers right now because everybody's about as dead as I am. But I wanted to get this out of the way, so... What will we talk about today? Well, we did our Hy-Vee gift card giveaway. If you follow us on Facebook, the girls did I think they gave away 3 $50 gift cards or something like that. Jeremy, why don't you know exactly what you gave away? Because other people do this stuff, not just me. It doesn't always have to be me. We've got a great staff, and they get projects, and they do a great job. And I shouldn't have to, oversee everything. And looks like they did a great job. We had a winner, got done. Ta-da. Hope whoever won enjoys it. We did something good. That's good. Other people get to do good stuff, except just for Jeremy. That's good. So what are we going to talk about this week? Well, a couple weeks ago, I missed my Fireplace Friday. Maybe even last week. I can't remember. No, I think last week I was at a dryer vent job. So this week we're going to talk about before the crisis and after the crisis. So we've had a few, we had the cable company out to our house, and we had some other companies out, and one thing that people are really dropping the ball on is PPE, protection gear, personal protection equipment, PPE. And they're not doing exactly what they should be doing to keep themselves and others protected. They're kind of just going back business as usual. Why is that? Well, it's extremely expensive to do these things, and there's effort involved. So when you put those two together, a lot of humans fail at those things. We aren't going to fail at that here at Fluesbrothers. In fact, we have done the training. We have bought the equipment. We didn't up our prices or anything based on this stuff. Why were we able to do that? Well, let me show you something. Here's a nice list that we made up called Before the Crisis and After the Crisis. And here's the comparison chart of what we were doing before the crisis and now. So, rubber gloves, check. Always did rubber gloves, always had rubber gloves. I can take you into the supply closet right now and show you. I've got cases of them. Respirator face mask. So we are wearing face masks a little bit more often than before, but we always had respirators before because we want to keep the creosote out of our lungs as we're cleaning your chimney or dealing with that. It is a known carcinogen, and it's not good to breathe smoke and things like that. So check. Booties inside the home. We always wore booties inside the home. Here, let me show you some of this stuff. Go in our supply closet here. So you can see our supply closet is just absolutely filled with hand wipes and brushes and screws. But these right here, got a whole case of stuff behind it, suits and things like that. But there's booties. I need to restock a little bit, but we've been keeping stuff that like this in a lock cabinet just so the guys don't accidentally take too much. Hi Carolyn, hi Joe, hi Kenny. So yeah, so this is our storage closet here at Fluesbrothers, and this is where we keep there's our HEPA filters and our vacuum filters and different sprays and cleaners and gas log stuff here and everything. So going back to it over here. Going back to our little chart here, we've got before and after, or as this is current, booties inside the home. We've always done that. Clean tarps from the door. So we're laying tarps down, unlike a lot of contractors that come in, tromping all over the place, leaving a mess and everything. We use clean tarps. How do we get our tarps so clean? Let me show you. Here's our organization deal here, and we have 3 different types of tarps. Always had this. We have what we call frontals. These are all nice clean gloves that we're running. We have frontals, which are the tarps that we use to lay over the front of the fireplace while we're cleaning it, maybe furniture, etc., etc. Then we have our large tarps, which we always have the most of those because those are the ones that protect the floor right in front of the fireplace where we're working so much. Then we have what's called runners down here. And the runners are like long, skinny tarps that we use from the door to the fireplace. And then we have clean towels that we always give the guys, and we have smaller gloves, and then we have larger gloves. I just made this in our sheet metal shop yesterday so we can store the gloves a little easier. Now, how do we keep everything clean? Well, we use a nice Kirkland brand. We put a little smelly stuff in it occasionally. And then look at this setup. We've got 2 big washers and 2 big dryers, and it's constantly going. And the girls just finished this up, so that's why we've got so many nice clean tarps. The guys bring them in every day. They bring in their dirty stuff, and we launder it, and they take a new set off of the spare shelf over here, and then the girls will wash them in between phone calls and everything, keep it going, and then put it back on the shelf nice and tidy. So nice and clean. This is a heck of an operation. It's almost like we have our own laundromat here. So I'd love to have that set up in my house, which we do kind of have it set up at the house. I've got one of these and one of those, but I'd like to have 2 sets. That'd be awesome. Get laundry done twice as fast. So back to this. All right, so going back to it, clean tarps from the door, clean tarps from the door. Sanitation practices. As you saw in our storage closet over there, we have all sorts of sprays and sanitizer and things like that. Here's one that we've been using quite a bit lately. It's called TB Quad. This is great stuff. I've been using it around the shop here, and it's a great disinfectant. It even says it kills the flu virus and kills 99% of everything, et cetera, et cetera. We've also got a very simple mix that we use. And it's essentially bleach water. And bleach, when you water it down 1 part to 10 parts, is a fantastic product to kill things, sanitize things. So that's just the stuff. And then, of course, we have our hand sanitizer all over the building, at the front door and everything. So that's always been that way. We've always had this stuff. All righty. Equipment wipe down. We do that every morning and throughout the day. We're wiping down equipment. That's why we have the towels. That's why we have the disinfectant for wiping down our equipment. And then utilize online tools. So what does that mean? Well, we use paperless service. So when we come out and we do pictures and we do reports and we do estimates and things like that, or give you brochures, all of that is paperless. It all gets emailed to you after the service is over, and it's usually an attachment to your invoice, and then you get estimates in separate emails. So that way we don't have to touch anything, we don't have to hand you anything, you don't know where that paper's been, et cetera, et cetera. So we've always done that. The 2 new things that we weren't doing before the crisis, but now we're doing now. The first one, 6 foot of social distancing. We're all trying to social distance, which kind of stinks because I'm a handshaker. I like to connect with people, but we're all keeping our distance. So we're keeping some distance between each other. We're training the guys to do that. How far, 6 foot, et cetera, et cetera. Luckily, we work with tape measures every day, so everybody pretty much knows about how far that is. The daily health check. Now, what is that? Well, let me show you. Let's go up to the front. That's where we're putting in our nice little showroom area. We got our pipe in, so there's one of the units. We've got like 10 more units coming here pretty soon, so you have to come down and visit us. And, ooh, look, Jeremy's got some new repairs that he's got to put into the system here. That's good. Okay, so this is our check-in area. So when the guys get here and the gals get here, they'll come through the front door. Oh, here, you got to check this out, too. Let me take you outside. We've got our first neon sign up, and I gotta show you guys this. It's fantastic. You gotta drive by and check this out. Look at that. Didn't they do a good job? It says open, and we've also got a switch to turn it to closed. So yeah, that's the first of many signage that's going up on our building here. You can see our big building. You can Google our building too if you want to come by and take a look. It's 1701 Southwest Boulevard. So you can see it's a nice big building. I love this place. So anyways, yeah, I had to show you the new sign. Sorry, I got off track here. Let's see here. Okay. So I just came to work. I'm going to walk in, and my nice rug that Brandy got me. I think I got for my birthday or whatever. I always wanted my logo on a rug. So we come in here, and as you can see, we've got hand wipes, we've got sanitizer, we've got thermometers, we've got probe covers, and we've also got a questionnaire for the employees to fill out. And then, of course, before and after, we've got a nice big jug of hand sanitizer, and they utilize that, and there you go. And then if they pass and they don't have a temperature and they pass the questionnaire and everything, we turn those into Brandy, and then they're able to come to work. So we're doing that daily, which I kind of like that. We've caught, I know we caught one guy at the beginning of a cold. So he went to the doctor. It wasn't coronavirus or anything, but he was catching a cold, and we caught it right at the beginning because he said, "Man, I feel fine. What's up with that?" And so it was actually pretty cool because he didn't infect any of us with a cold, which would have stunk because everybody's freaking out thinking that it might be coronavirus, which it isn't. It was just a cold. So went to the doctor. They confirmed that. So anyways, before the crisis, after the crisis, we just went down everything here. And so when you wonder why we are doing all this stuff, well, we're doing it before. We were doing it before this whole thing. And honestly, our pricing reflected us taking all these precautions and doing the right thing for our customers every day. So we didn't have to raise our prices because all of this stuff, it can be pretty expensive, to do all this stuff. Rubber gloves alone are pretty expensive. But like I said, we've always wanted to do a good job, stay clean in a house. That's our number one thing in customers' houses is cleanliness, because we don't want to be that contractor that comes out and makes a mess. I know you've had them in your house. I've had them in my house before, and there's nothing more annoying than someone that makes a mess and leaves a mess, and they think it's okay. That's not okay. You've got to take care of other people's stuff. So anyways, I think I've rambled on here long enough. Hopefully this is giving you a little insight on our company and the precautions we're taking, because I'm not really seeing a lot of other contractors. Like I said, Cable Guy the other day, it came out, they didn't use any of that gear. We had to, we're kind of like, hey man, what the heck, And it's just amazing to me. You want to keep yourself and others protected, especially right now. So at any rate, if you have any questions about any of this, drop us a line, 913-236-7141. Have a great weekend. I haven't checked the weather this weekend. I stopped watching the news, and I kind of popped off social media for the most part myself. We're still monitoring it on the business, of course, but on my personal page. And the news was just getting a little overwhelming, and it was just dragging me down. And so if you feel yourself getting a little drugged down, stop watching the news. Nobody knows. Nobody has a protocol for any of this stuff. You want to see positive stuff. You want to see positive stuff? Do what I do in the evening. I started running again, and when I go running, I see families outside spending time with each other. I see families on walks. I smell barbecue. People are out barbecuing, fire pits. They're out saying hi, waving. Do that. Do that instead of watching the nightly news and getting a dose of yuck. Go out and visit Mother Nature for a little while. So, with that being said, have a great week, and we'll see you next week for Fireplace Friday. Thanks a lot.